Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's Left of Us, a D&D stream. I am your host and DM, Jaycorn, and I am here today to not only play a good game of Dungeons & Dragons with my friends, but we are also here to raise money for Equality Texas and a bunch of other charities. Links in the chat. So I don't need to tell you folks that something bad happened in Texas. There's lots of bad happening all over the place, but as soon as I heard, we got on the horn with some people in some local Texas organizations, and we put together a whole package of links and stuff like that, including this Tiltify campaign. So today's focus is going to be on this. We're going to play some D&D, and then after we're done our D&D, we'll do our usual table talk show where we answer chat questions about the session itself, and then after that, even I'm going to keep the stream going. I'm going to have guests on. Honestly, really, whoever wants to be on, but I definitely have at least our lovely mod Sam, I believe, is going to pop on and maybe just chat or play some games. Who knows? We're just going to keep the energy going and do this, and we might even have. I think I just got confirmation from somebody. I believe Natalie Ferguson from the Montrose Grace Place in Texas, and she might be popping on to do some chatting about that. To the game. Some trigger warnings for the content in the game. This is Dungeons & Dragons game, so there'll be combat and there'll be mature themes and all that stuff. I can't really give you specifics because obviously we don't know. It's an RP. We're going to be constantly flowing and moving around. If you ever have any issues with what's going on screen, you can't handle anymore, please do yourself a favor and switch off the channel for a little bit. Come back later if you want to. It's all good, right? Speaking of Sam, incidentally, Sam, pronouns in my bio down below, is our lovely mod, and he will be taking care of chat for today. So if you have any questions, ping Sam, and if you cause a problem, Sam will ping you. I believe that is the idea. Okay, now, my friends have been listening to me this entire time, go through my warm-up charade here. And so I'm going to unmute them now. And they're going to be probably laughing at me. Hi. Yes! Laughter!
What a fucking nerd. Oh my god.
What an intro was that?
I can't believe he said that. Can you believe that
Taxes.
he said... I mean, hi.
Hi, everybody. Hang on. I'm putting a giant rat girther on screen here. 1 second.
I am also doing the same.
She's a big woman.
She's very large and in
Big
charge.
Personality.
In every sense of the word.
Big on the screen.
Okay, I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna do something really cute. I'm gonna pretend that she's on a webcam because I am a cute, goofy person like that. Can I hold on?
There. I hope that worked.
My friend.
I wonder if the captions will show up.
The captions
we'll figure it out.
May not show up for Mildred today, but that's fine. That's not the worst thing in the world.
Why wouldn't they?
No, they are. Everything's fine.
Oh, is it? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
It's working.
Excellent. I'm going to put that all the way down here. So that works out. So it should work out just fine. Okay. You'll know I also fixed the CC from last time. They no longer cover my entire face. Thank you to the kind people who run Video Ninja for actually making that. What just happened? What did I do to myself? There you go. Who helped me with the coding for this because I am a coding moron. So there's that. It is all safe and good to go now. Okay, so before I get too distracted with anything else going on, let's introduce the people at my table, starting with this way. So I guess Ron.
Hello, I am Ron Megaron of Megaron TV. I regularly stream on Twitch, typically Friday nights, 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Nice. And I make content for YouTube, but it's kind of hit or miss right now. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise, you'll see me here playing Dungeons and Dragons with these folks.
Lovely. Jinx?
Should I introduce my character as well? Or no? Okay.
My name is The Wild Jinx. I also stream on Twitch and do YouTube. I also make chainmail jewelry. That's about it. And I have YouTubes. I'm done.
My name is Star, and I've apparently stolen everyone's captions. I'm looking at the stream right now, and the captions are not just mine; they're everyone's. But I'm
It's
keeper of the
amazing.
captions now. Yeah, I speak for the party. I'm the face and the caption.
Oh, she's our
holder.
leader?
Yeah, I'm in the center. That's why. Yeah. Did you guys know that we voted last time? Totally. Anyway, my name is Star. I am a comic artist / anime girl. I draw. I do stuff. I wrote a book about making webcomics. You can check that out. thestarfishface.com, everybody. Ayo.
There you go.
And pets.
All right. Mildred.
Hi, I'm Mildred Thought Slime. I make videos about slime feces, genitalia, and other things typically considered gross. You can find me at Thought Slime. YouTube.com/ThoughtSlime is that place. Hello.
Hello. And finally, Zoe.
And I am Zoe B. I have forgotten all the words. I make YouTube videos as well. I don't have a vanity link, but if you just search Zoe B, that's where you can find me. I make video essays about lots of things, a variety of things. Check it out.
Yeah. Perfect. And finally, extra finally, hi, I'm Jay. You're at my channel right now. I make this primarily. I do a little bit of YouTubing every once in a while when the fancy hits me. That's where you'll find all the content for this. It'll be on the YouTube page connected to this channel. And that's about it, really. I mean, if you were in Ottawa, I can teach you how to use a sword. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah.
Would be tempting if it wasn't so cold.
Right? Yeah. See, we haven't been able to do anything for like months for reasons.
Canadians.
And it's usually because it's cold. It's usually very cold.
Can't relate.
Okay. Can't relate, says the Southerner.
It is 78 degrees here.
I am also
Climate
That's
That is
incredible. It's so
Canadian.
close to the boiling point.
So it's only gotten
Well-
hotter since the first time that you bragged about how hot it was. There.
Well, yeah, because that was the morning, and now it's the afternoon.
Of course. I guess that is how time works.
Yep. Well, okay, folks. Aside from, I think, okay, so I did the charity. I told everybody what was going on after the stream. I introduced everybody. My ADHD mind is checking off lists. I think that's everything. I even said what the content was going to be. So I did the content creator thing. I think that's it. So I think we can start. One last personal note. It's been a rough month in general. Jinx and I live in Ottawa. And then all of this other stuff happened the last week, in addition to like gestures to the world on fire. So I'm super happy that we all got to sit down and just play some pretensies. Let's get started. I'm gonna bring us over to the map screen. Hello, map screen. Oh no, I've got to do the Rathgirtha thing over here too. I forgot. Image. Oh, Rathgirtha.
Yes.
I was referring to your image counterpart. Image Rathgirtha, star of the channel.
Many people have an image of Rathgirtha.
accurate or otherwise.
I love how the captions just said raptor.
Yeah.
The mighty raptor.
My name is so difficult to spell that only the greatest spellers in the land can spell it.
Good. Perfect. Except now I've got to bring you all the way to the bottom. Perfect. Well, not that far to the bottom. Jeez, don't go over the margins. There you go. Okay. And then I'm going to lock you in place. And we are going to open up the map. God. Why are you not working now? Oh, I know why. I did it. I'm all right. Specific window. Can I? Aspire. The life of a streamer who plays many games in general. Aha!
Yeah.
There's the map. Yeah, I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books. Welcome back to the town of Loudwater, everybody. When last we left off, our party, piecemeal, either ran into each other or made their way up past the steps into the Gold District, which is where the rich folk live, and up to the train station, where the wheeled carriage is being unveiled for the very first time. This is the Chariot, an invention of several rich folks in Loudwater itself, and meant to bring tourism back to the place. Now, each of you have come by through wit, guile, or money, your own tickets to be on this exact ride from here to Waterdeep. And you've gathered just when the speech was more or less getting started. There's a large crowd around you, many people from many places. You even have, you may notice here, a giant just kind of sitting in the background, chilling. It's definitely not able to ride at all, but watching nonetheless with great interest. And up on the stage, you see an elderly man in stately, very wizardy robes. It's like he's broadcasting that he's a wizard. Vernon and Maldris, both of you have been living in town long enough to know that this gentleman is the mayor, the current governor of the town, Lord Talbeck, I believe. Where are my notes? Why am I such a bad DM? Ha! Lord Telbor, I was right. Ha! Memorization. And Lord Telbor is a former adventurer himself, of mild repute. But he retired and became the mayor of this town, and that's what he's been doing ever since. Standing with him is a very, well-dressed, tall elf man, and also a tall elf woman that Maldris you recognize to be Tulu Artigan, your direct superior.
Okay.
There are automatons standing at the ready on either side of the entryway, ready to take tickets and keep the crowd back should that be necessary, but it's never really necessary in Loudwater. It's a bunch of rich folk. They don't tend to crowd and be rowdy, so it's all just for show. Lord Talbar starts off with a story about himself, as he usually does. and it takes a while. Most of the people in the audience start yawning. I remember the halcyon days of my youth, when traveling would take many 10 days. Why, if these feet could talk. And then he casts like a little throwing voice spell, and he makes his feet talk, and he thinks it's very funny. The audience politely laughs.
Dude's posting
Someone,
cringe in the chat.
Turn around and look at Raptor.
Do you not get it?
And this Talbor hears it, and he beams. Man, Best laugh he's gotten in ages. Cringe has been banned from chat. Lol. And he basically just kind of continues with that bit because it got a laugh for like a good solid minute more than it should.
She is Rathgurther is like crying with laughter the more he does it. Just
Like he's doing a little tap routine and he's making his feet say ow every time. That's the sort of stuff that he's
Oh.
she's like she can't breathe. Like I might have to roll for damage at some point if she keeps it up.
See here 1 second. While this whole thing is going on, if any of you care to look, most of the town has shown up. And most people like have tickets ready in their hands if they're going to be riding. There are a couple of prominent figures that look very wealthy that have nice things. Tim, you recognize the shopkeep from before, standing with a there is an automaton standing beside them, holding a tube that you recognize.
What is she
but other
doing?
than that,
The shopkeeper. What are they doing?
the
they just,
shopkeeper
like-
is equal parts looking back at Talbor and then looking back at Rathgurther, dying off to the side with like incredulity at first, and then there's like that little bit of infectious laughter, and then like she whispers, she leans in close to somebody nearby, and she goes, "Is this like part of the act? Is this? Did he pay this woman to laugh for him?" That's what I was saying. Very much not paying attention to the automaton. Incidentally, should I guess your mind?
So
I'm only mentioning this because you have some time while the foot show is going on.
Yeah. So the question is, do I do the thing? Oh gosh. For now. Well, do I recognize the automaton actually?
You recognize it as the automaton that was standing at the register that you walked up to at the very end.
Okay. So not the one that I talked to and asked if I could see his insides.
No, but it is the same make and model.
Well, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and watch and wait for my moment.
Okay. All right. So after he believes he has milked the foot joke too long, which of course is way longer than it should have been, he resumes his chat about what this machine is. And it starts off with a trip from here to Waterdeep sometimes takes almost 2 whole 10 days of walking on a cart or off a cart through rough weather and unkept roads, with sometimes dubious mercenary companies keeping you watch. Who would be close to... Oh, nobody. Never mind. Nobody notices anything. Don't worry about it. Ignore me.
Not suspicious at all.
Not suspicious at all.
Yeah.
And so,
Anyone want to do an insight check or?
Oh yeah, for no reason. If anyone wants to just insight check the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a -1 to that.
I
Beautiful.
would be happy to do that.
No, that's a 4.
Let's just roll for no reason. 4. Yeah, you are probably very enraptured with Rathgurther.
Who wouldn't be?
Whomst amongst
let's
us?
see. I got a 19.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's very good. Anyone who gets in the neighborhood of
I
19?
rolled high. Yay.
Right. You see, there's a very prominent, well-dressed man with a cane out front. He's bald, he has dark skin, he's wearing very affluent clothing. You can see him like he's white knuckling his cane and he's visibly gritting his teeth. He's very angry at what Talbor's talking about right now.
Who's
Very
don't talk?
strange.
This guy's bullshit.
So it takes 17 days, not 10 days. Jeez.
And another thing, mercenaries get a bad rap.
That's right. Why, I know many reputable mercenaries. Talbor, at this point, you realize that you've kind of all been zoning out just a little bit because he kept talking about how bad the travel was from here to Loudwater, or from here to Waterdeep, pardon me. And now you realize he's suddenly talking about the machine itself. Intricacies of the machinery, details that you probably don't need to know necessarily. But little tidbits that some of you might be interested in, because I know there is at least one inventor amongst you. Just like the mighty airships of the biggest cities, this vehicle is powered by a captive fire spirit tended lovingly by the engineer out front. It produces steam, which then turns a turbine powered by that pressure, and then spins the wheels which pulls the thing forward. And at this point, Maldrith, you notice Toulouse kind of steps forward just slightly and gives him a nudge that almost no one in the crowd would see, but you can see like her arm moving a little bit. And Talbot goes, yes, the trip. This is the maiden voyage of the Chariot, and some of you are lucky enough, or rich enough, to have afforded a ride on such a fine vessel. Those of you who have a ticket may line up now. And you see several people indeed doing that. You see what appears to be a very well-dressed sea elf making their way there. Doing the best voice, yeah. You see, let's see, who else is around? Where are my characters? There they are.
Hello.
Not you guys. You see what appears to be an orcish woman, probably from the local clans. There's a nomadic clan that lives nearby. Judging by her wardrobe, she seems to be from that. She's certainly wearing the colors that they normally do. Very bright, lots of tassels and leathers. You see you see that well-dressed man lining up as well. You see let's see here, who else was there? Was that it? No, can't be. I'm forgetting all my own characters. How terrible am I?
Do I see the shopkeeper go to like line up?
Yes, you do actually. Where's her model? You know, I don't necessarily need to have her model here, but let's just call it. She was an elf, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought the shopkeeper was the one at the front, but I might be wrong. About
that is it. I'm using the same model for one of the other characters.
Oh,
that is her right there. Yeah. And there's an automaton with her, but I won't bother bringing that out right now. So she's lining up and she's paying very little attention to anything else. Talbor, by the way, goes back to talking immediately. And it's very long-winded, and like Toulouse rolls her eyes, but it doesn't really matter right now. So, and these people have been giving their tickets one by one and lining up and going inside, and some of them have cases that are brought in by other automatons. Does anyone want to do anything while this exchange is happening?
I do. I want to see if there's anybody that I recognize or that I would be suspicious of.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Hold on. That is a D20.
That is a D20.
And then I add my perception modifier.
That is correct. Yeah.
This one's my D20. Um, 18 plus 5.
18 plus 5 is very good. So you don't know who they are, but the sea elf carries themselves as though they would be handy in a fight. You just notice that they're constantly doing the sorts of things that you and Tulu do. They are scanning for exits, and they're looking at specific people in the crowd that might be dangerous because you've already looked at the same people. You're noticing game recognized game in this case. That's what's going on. You don't recognize the orc woman, but you do recognize that very much unlike the reputation of the roaming orc clans, she doesn't appear to be she appears to be harmless, more or less. Like, she's not carrying herself like she's a fighter. She does appear to be a little angry, but beyond that, doesn't appear to be that sort of a thing. And then finally, with that high of a roll, you notice that the wealthy man with a cane keeps thumbing something in his waistband, and you don't know what it is, but it's likely to be a weapon.
The guy that was getting annoyed at the mayor dude?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else want to do something before we board the train?
Part of me wants to try to like pickpocket somebody because that's kind of my character. But I don't know. That seems kind of risky in front of the automaton, so I think I'll hold back for now. But just know that he's like doing that meme where he's like blood vessels bursting in his face, thinking about pickpocketing somebody.
He's
and
got
deciding
the
against
itch.
it.
Mhm.
I want to steal.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think
He's
I
like,
have
oh, it's been too long.
Sorry, Rathgarth, there's something there?
I don't think I have a ticket.
You do. The innkeeper gave you one yesterday for your good story
Right, yes.
about the getting the king to marry his own horse.
yes.
Don't think I forgot. Tim Tam, you were waiting for your
Yes.
moment, and if you were going to do anything, it would likely be now. They're very distracted in general.
Okay, so the thing that the automaton is holding, that is the case that I recognize that the shopkeeper pulled out that
That
I
is correct.
believe has my parents' schematics in it.
That's right.
Why would they just be holding it? That's
They're
odd.
holding it in a tube. It is very much like a scroll tube. It's a little bit larger. It's maybe about yay big. So if you had voluminous outer clothing, you could probably hide it under that if you wanted to.
Like a big coat, perhaps.
I mean,
Yeah,
you are in the company of somebody with a big coat.
That's true. I guess it's a big coat for me, but it's probably not like objectively a big coat. So I'm gonna nudge Vernon and be like, hey, so this robot guy, he has a thing and I want it, and you said that you can like just get stuff from people. Could you like get it? It belonged to my parents and they're missing, and it's like if you need a sob story, I can give you a sob story. Or if you just want to do it, that's also cool.
You know, I have been feeling the itch to kind of procure some items, if you understand my meaning. You don't need to. You keep the sob story at the ready, but yes, I will try to relieve or rather liberate the item which you speak of. And so I'm just going to kind of just walk up, nonchalantly, and kind of just try to just go right for it. Just try to reach for it in the hustle and the bustle of the crowd, and
Sure.
and try to take the tube. So that's a sleight of hand
That
check,
is
right?
a sleight of hand check. Yep. You're not wrong.
I
Yeah, I
would
know what
like
I'm doing.
to. I would like to sort of stand. Is it possible for me to get in between the shopkeeper and the automaton? Like, could I block? I mean, I realize I'm a gnome, but could I try and block him as much as I can so that the shopkeeper can't see him doing this?
Yeah, you can. I'll say you're helping, and then Ron will get Vernon will get a advantage on his pickpocketing.
Already just such a great crime team.
Crimes.
All right, let's see. So
It's
roll
not
2 dice,
crimes
right?
if it originally
And
belonged
then
to my
better.
parents, right?
It's true.
That is true. That is true. Okay, so my first roll is an 11 plus 3, so 14, and my second roll is a 13 plus 3, so a 16.
16, huh? Very well.
Yep, 16.
You are about to take the roll. You grab onto it, and the automaton just looks straight at you.
Oh yes, this is a very interesting tube that you've got here. It's craftsmanship is fantastic. Look, I happen to notice this looks maybe gnomish in origin.
The automaton, to the word gnome, looks down at your companion real quick.
Hi.
Do you want to do anything, Zoe?
Tim? No, I don't know if this is how automatons work in this universe. Is there like an off button? Like, is there like a self-destruct like big red button I can push?
Roll a history check. This would go in with your engineering prowess.
A 17 plus 4 is a 21.
Not only do you know that there is an off button,
yes,
but you can reach it from where you are.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Right. So you reach up underneath the butt plate, and there's a little tiny toggle, and you clip it, and the whole automaton just kind of like a puppet with its strings cut. It just kind of sags, and the thing comes loose. And Vernon, you can quickly just tuck it underneath your.
Yep.
As soon as Vernon
just tuck
has
it right down
it,
in my sleeve.
yeah, and as soon as I see that he's got it, I want to turn it back on. That in the hopes that the shopkeeper doesn't notice that what I've done.
Right. Yeah, it turns back on, no problem, as if nothing happened.
Yes.
And it looks over at Ron again, and then just faces forward, like nothing happened.
And then I just do a little fist bump to Tim. Just, yes.
The littlest fist bump.
Yes.
Indeed. Like I said, already taking over the entire nation.
Yes.
All right.
Sick.
So, just at the end here, anyone else have anything to do before we actually board the train?
I don't think so. I
Nope.
don't have any.
I feel like Emery might be trying to lose Redgirther in the crowd a little bit, because we kind of walked up to the station together. It's just like, okay, this person's weird. Stop following me.
I have a feeling you're going to be doing that for a long time.
Oh, probably. Almost certainly.
For years to come, you will be trying to lose Rathgirther.
Just like, oh no, I must have lost you in the crowd. I'm sorry.
Oops.
Oh dear. Okay, so everyone lines up and takes their tickets out and stamp it. When the merchant gets to her part in the line, she holds out her hand, and when nothing appears in her hand, she turns on her automaton and like starts looking around for it, and she laughs nervously, pushes her automaton back, and starts looking on the ground for anything, and mumbling about the faulty switch on these older gnomish automatons, and then basically you all take that opportunity to pass on your tickets and quickly board the train. And
I say in passing, oh dear, it's really unfortunate. Those older models, they're so unreliable.
unreliable at all. Indeed, yes. And keeps looking around for it. But you all board safely. And with a great juddering start, the machine starts to chug up, and it pulls out of the station to the applause of everyone watching. We are going to change the board.
Oh.
Yay!
Let me pull everyone here in a second. Summon players to this board. Bum. Very well. I will bring your characters in just a moment. Where is this? I don't need this up right now. Let's go. Hold on. There we are. Bingo. Who is all these? Wow, that fog is really crazy looking.
That's some foggy fog.
It's
That is
Silent
some
Hill up
foggy
in
fog.
here.
I meant it to be
Yeah,
artistic. However, I'm just gonna go down. There we go. There we go.
This is merely to hide the loading issues of the game.
Yeah, I
Welcome to
just,
Superman 64.
strange. Okay. Let's see here. Who am I missing? Let's take out Malders. Rathgarther. Tim. Vernon. And where's Emery? Emery, there you are. In addition to that, the Sea Elf and the Orc-woman are here. So, welcome aboard the Chariot. You are in the merchant class car. A warm interior greets the majority of passengers as they step onto the Chariot for the first time. A lovely blue carpet runs the length of the hallway past a water closet and 6 spaces meant for guests to sit and sleep in. These spaces consist of 2 cushioned benches each, with storage above and below, and can be made more private with the closure of a thick blue curtain. Windows on both sides of the car show a scenic landscape passing by at twice the normal speed of a carriage.
My goodness, we're going so fast. I hope we don't crash or anything to that effect.
Why would you
Seems
say
very
that?
reckless. I might be a bit of a jinx myself.
So is there any security or engineers, or are there any people of authority in this space, or is it just passengers?
No, there are actually 2 what you would recognize as porters. They're in a uniform together, and they're going up and down the cart. And they actually reach Rathgarther first. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I need to ask you for your weapons.
Well, go ahead. Ask me.
There are no weapons allowed aboard the Chariot. You'll be given a receipt, and they'll be held in our secure cargo area.
Ah, I see. You're not asking.
I was instructed to ask, but if there is an issue, I could bring the head porter down, and they could discuss it with you.
That will be necessary because I will not be parting with my weapons. I must be ready to do battle at all times, you understand.
The porter turns around and gives their porter buddy the retail worker look. The look. And then basically just goes, all right, I'll send my friend over to get the head porter, and I'll take the rest of your weapons, whoever's willing to agree. And basically moves down to each of you and says, well, Tim, actually, I don't think you have any visible weapons, do you?
No, I think I might have a dagger, but it's probably in my bag.
Right.
So yeah, no.
Who would have visible weapons? I think Emery definitely would.
Yeah, I would, and I'm wondering if I can just stealthily hide them under my butt cape.
You do have enough clothing for that. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
You got it. Sleight of hand.
Unfortunately, Rathgurther has a big old longsword, so that's not really possible.
17.
17 is great.
She wouldn't,
they basically
have
just
it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The porter just passes you right by. Actually, I don't. Vernon also doesn't have any visible weapons, does he? Actually, I don't think Meldris does either.
Nope. Came prepared.
I think
I mean,
literally.
I have a sword.
Unless you count
do?
the tube.
Oh, that's right, you do.
I have sword and daggers, right?
That's right. Your daggers would all be very easily hidden just by a matter of course. I think your sword would be something, but at this exact moment, the head porter shows up with
The miniature?
Talou in tow. Yeah, exactly. The head porter immediately moves over to Rathgurther, but Talou moves quickly over to the porter that's about to talk to you, Meldris, about your sword, and she whispers something in the porter's ear, and the porter just passes you by.
Sweet.
And then Talou goes to stand with the head porter and talk to Rathgurther. Ma'am, I've been told you have an issue with letting your weapon go. Is that correct?
No, I have no issue. I simply won't be letting my weapons go.
I see. Is it part of perhaps a religion?
No, it's for killing people. I thought that was... What kind of religion kills people? You're
A
not making any
surprising
sense.
amount, actually. Well, you see, there's a very strict peace policy aboard the Chariot, and we're not supposed to be allowing people to have weapons on their person. However,
You need not worry. No one is more peaceful than the mighty Rathgurther.
wait a second. Would this be a deception or persuasion?
Persuasion. She believes it.
Yeah, of course. Okay, persuasion it is.
All right. This is 16.
16. Well, you are, of course, among the very first on this premier craft, so I would like to say that we would believe you for this run at the very least. You, of course, are some sort of upstanding person.
The most
Would-
upstanding.
Would you accept a peace tie?
What is this?
I simply tie a ribbon around your blade's handle, and this is to signify that you are peaceful with said weapon.
Yes, I accept your terms. So, in the event that I must draw my weapon in battle, I simply remove the tie? Is this...
Yes, should battle be necessary, but no one could ever hijack the Chariot.
I could hijack this chariot, but I will not. I accept your terms.
Very well. And he very dramatically flourishes out a silk handkerchief. It's pink. It's bright pink. And he ties it very simply to your...
Rathgurtha drops to one knee and like holds her sword out like a medieval knight. Like
Yes, of course. And he ties it, and he pauses for half a second. I think I know that name, Rathgurtha. don't know from
Most
where,
people
though.
know the name Rathgurtha. My deeds are legendary throughout the land.
I think Tim, upon hearing that, would turn and be like, "Did you say Rathgurther?"
Indeed, many times I have said my mighty name.
She's gonna go total fangirl and just be like, "Oh my gosh, is it really you? That's so cool! I've read all these books about you, and I can't believe I've met a celebrity. You're famous."
Indeed, my tales are told throughout the land. I have
Yeah,
not
she's
read these
gonna-
books, as alas, I never learned to read.
Oh, you should let me read them to you. I have one here.
Sure,
She suddenly does. She
Rathgurtha's
has a-
eyes just
Sure.
light up. That is the like, yes, yes.
It's very much like a penny Bible, except it's not pornographic. And it's very much like imagine like those pulp sci-fi fantasy comics, like the old
Yeah.
Conan ones, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
for those of you who aren't ancient. You can look those up. They're wild. And yeah, it's basically a lot like that. It's Penny Dreadfuls. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of images with
Equally problematic, I would
screens.
say.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
very
she's-
wonderful.
She's gonna totally fangirl, and sort of tease the porter, like, I can't believe you haven't heard the stories. Oh my
And-
gosh!
Just for posterity, what exactly is this story about? Which one of
Am
Rathgurtha's
I-
adventures?
Oh no. Am I allowed to?
If you want to, you may, but you don't have to if you don't.
It's more like, am I allowed to make up lore about your character?
By all means, yes.
Oh hell yeah!
Because
Okay,
keep in mind,
so
that's not my character, right? It's
yeah.
who my character believes herself to be.
Okay, so
I'm writing
it's a
this down.
story about how the mighty Rathgurther was. It's like a sea story, like an ocean-based story, and she was on this mighty ship, and there was a storm brewing, and a kraken comes up and starts to tear down the mast and like break the ship. But Rathgurther, because she's just so strong, was able to, like, strength checking with this kraken. She was able to actually hold the mast in place and keep the kraken from tearing apart. And with her mighty sword that I see here that she has, was able to fight back against the kraken and scare it back to the depths, and thus the day was saved, and the ship and all of the people on the ship were saved.
Excellent.
Love
Excellent.
it.
And I note how tremendously in character it is for you, Zoe, to immediately go to a giant octopus creature. First chance to like make up a story, you're like, there's an octopus in it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the porters eventually leave. Rathgurther, you
Yes.
just as a matter of course, you did notice, because while you may only believe you are Rathgurther, you do possess all of Rathgurther's mighty senses, and so you notice that Tulu being there with the porter was an implicit threat.
I kind of size them up, like trying to conspicuously give the impression that I am not impressed.
Right.
In a showy way that demonstrates that I am, very much intimidated.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of if you're feeling like your character, you of course would not be intimidated. Mighty Rathgurther is never intimidated.
Like, that's the thing, right? Is that she's very conspicuously trying to give the impression that she's not, which kind of shows everyone a level of insecurity, right? Like,
right. Yeah. Which is good because Tulu is someone that is intimidating just by her mere presence, even though she is a slight figure. Okay, folks, you are aboard the merchant class car. The porters have informed you that you are free to roam from here all the way up to the eatery. There is an actual name for that that I am blanking on. The dining car. Thank you. And the dining car is yours to explore. You are not first class passengers, so you cannot go into the first class area. And of course, you're not allowed into the cargo areas of the engine. But if you need something from the cargo areas, all you have to do is ask a porter, and they will bring you anything you need. Dinner is at 5 o'clock. Fantasy 5 o'clock. It is currently fantasy 3 o'clock.
What's the time conversion for fantasy hours?
Honestly, I let a couple of flumps do it for me, so they're working hard in the background, just tallying things. They squeak in certain intervals. That's all I know.
I love Flump so much.
That's why I said it.
So I think Tim immediately, all she wants to do, partially because she was told she's not allowed to go there and she doesn't like being told what to do. All she wants is to go to the engine room. And
Right.
so Vernon, being the only person that she really knows, she's going to nudge him and be like, do you want to help me sneak into the engine room?
Well, I was thinking about sneaking into first class. I feel like we could definitely get away with it, given our, abilities. But yes, the engine room might be interesting as well. I think it's on the way, in fact. So maybe we can kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
I mean, I don't really want to kill anything, but we can do both things if that's is that what that means?
It's a turn of phrase. It's yes, exactly.
Okay, cool. Killing two birds with one stone. I'll remember that.
We won't murder anything here. Yes.
All right.
At least not right now.
So as those two go scampering off into the next carriage, is there anyone who wants to do something in this carriage, or do you all want to remain and wait for dinner to be called?
Is it just us on the carriage, or are there
Currently there is you 5 plus the sea elf and the orc woman.
Emery's probably going to try and grab one of like these little compartments and just try and exude like, I want like emo kid sitting in the corner energy.
Right.
And just being like, no one else come. I want this is my zone.
It's your zone.
This
Mine.
is the Emery zone. I might not be able to get into first class, but I'm going to pretend like I am.
And this is like this area here is like a bunk.
Yeah,
where you're going, Emery?
It's benches. There are 2 cushioned benches that act also as sleeping bunks. They're very thin. They've got storage above and below, and you can draw a curtain across it.
Question: is Emery like setting up her stuff in the?
She is probably just aggressively flopping onto the benches, just like putting her feet up on the cushion and just like looking outside. She's like, it's like, this is my home for the next however many days. Is like, I'm chilling.
That's all I need. Of course, Rathgurther is going to witness this and go to the next bunk over and start putting her things above and saying, well, it looks like we'll be bunking together. Lucky you.
Oh, I see. So you're going into the same zone. There are 2 benches, so you're going to take the other bench. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I can regale you with my many tales along this voyage.
Oh, good.
You won't be bored for even a second. Ha 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 ha.
You.
Rathgurther.
Reggie, whatever your name was. Are you gonna be like this rambunctious the whole trip, or
At least.
Oh, good.
No one is more rambunctious than I. I possess the energy of 1,000 stallions.
Right. And do you always like? Do you just love bumping in on other people's business? Like, do you always jump into other people's, like, sparring matches, train compartments? Is this just your thing? You like the fantasy Kool-Aid man? You just kind of bust into places?
I go where I please and do as I wish.
I'll take that as a yes. Great. She's already so done.
Grumpy tiefling.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm gonna say Emery's just gonna kind of like hunker down and just like emo kid. Maybe if I ignore her, she will leave me alone. And just like probably just like take a book out of her bag and just try to start reading. Just be like, I am ignoring you.
Am I to assume that Rathgurther immediately jumps into a diatribe?
I think if she gets the sense, although she's not the most socially aware person, but if she gets the sense that like now is not a talking time, she's going to pull out a musical instrument What's my most annoying one?
No, an accordion.
Do a
I
Sean.
have a war gong, but I think that's a bit much even for her. I think she's gonna pull out a lyre and just start singing songs about herself
Oh Lord.
quietly,
Ouch.
but just loudly enough that it is quite irritating.
Right. Okay, I'm going to leave that tableau for just half a second. And finally, Meldris, as the loner here.
So I'm watching what's happening over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hearing it.
I'm going to like go kind of like away from them, but like also keeping my eye on the sea elf.
Okay.
Was that who the suspicious person was?
Yeah,
And you said
I
they were
mean,
in here, right?
that's correct. Yes, the sea elf who it looks as though, even though they're very well dressed, that they could take care of themselves in a fight if they had to. They are simply putting their belongings into an overhead bin and choosing a sleeping area for themselves, and they're just sitting there quietly.
Not doing anything suspicious?
No.
Okay. I'll just find somewhere that I can bunk down
Sure.
close to them. Close enough to keep an eye on them.
You can go to the one right next to them if you want.
I mean, I think that's too
Oops.
close.
Well,
Is
then
that
the
too
one you're
close?
right in front of is just leaves a space between you and their bunk.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. So, before we go on break here, I just want to see what happens with Tim and Vernon here. Tim and Vernon, you immediately go through into the next room. This carriage is different. Made for viewing and for passengers not sleeping on the train. The observation car of the Chariot is made almost entirely out of glass. Brass-plated steel bracing shapes the space of the observation car to resemble the vaulting of stone buildings and the binding rings of a barrel at both ends. Blue curtains drape elegantly from tracks in the ceiling in some places to allow some places to be made more private. There is currently no one in here.
Wow, this is pretty neat.
It is pretty.
Right.
Okay, let's go. No
You
time for
immediately
sightseeing.
pass through.
I was going to say something.
You immediately
Yes, let's
pass through
go.
into the dining car. Redwood paneling marks the car as separate from those more rearward. Blue carpeting and large windows, adding to the rich decoration of this dining car. Able to comfortably seat 12 guests at once, 4 round tables and similarly crafted chairs are at all times set for eating and covered with lace cloths. At the forward portion of the car, the small kitchen is sealed away from guests, but the clamor of cooking on a moving vehicle can still be heard distantly. There are porters here.
Okay, so how do we do
Right.
this? You seem like a little sketchy, so she's gonna sort of defer to your. She assumes you are just an absolute expert at all things sneaky.
Well, I mean, I feel like the best thing to do is just pretend like we belong here and just keep going. It seems like, you fake it till you make it is really one of the
I mean,
lessons that I learned early on.
I mean, I literally do that. I pretend things
Yes.
and then they happen. So
I sense that about you from an early time. Okay, let's keep going. Just walk past. Just keep walking. Just
Alright.
keep walking.
Why
You
don't you
have to,
why don't
not
you
doing
both make me
anything
a
right
performance
here.
check as you
Oh,
are attempting to
no.
seem like you're a first class patron.
Yes. Well, obviously. I mean, look at our wonderful.
I rolled a
robes.
-2.
Oh no! So you're like skipping around.
what-
you're like
what
wiping
is
your
this
nose
that
on
we're
your
doing here,
sleeve. You're
Performance, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 19 plus 4, so 23.
23. That's very good. So you
I'm ready to go full Karen on this person if they want to stop us.
Right, absolutely. So you hold yourself exactly like anyone would expect someone who belongs in the next carriage over to do. And the porter walks up to you as you reach the door and he goes, "Sir, yes, are you looking for entry to the first class?
Of course.
And are you
I mean, that's what my
taking
ticket says.
your child?
We're friends.
Yes.
Friends.
Yes. My child friend. I'm transporting her to her parents.
Make a deception check.
I think that at this point, Tim would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, so this is what we're going with." So she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna help me find my parents," which is not a lie.
I got a 1. Plus 6, so
the
7.
porter
but still.
is looking at you a little stranger danger.
It's not like that. Oh my gosh.
Look, if you would be so kind as to show me your tickets, I will let you through.
Absolutely. And then I pull out my ticket and well, actually, instead of pulling out my ticket, I pull out like 5 gold.
Oh, I just pull out my
just
ticket.
palm it to him. Yeah.
Yes. Here you go. Here you go.
Make a
Worst case
persuasion
scenario,
check,
I can use
but
my 40
you're
thing,
gonna
I
have to
guess.
make it a disadvantage considering the last couple of rolls.
That's totally fair.
Mhm.
All right. So persuasion, you say. Of course, this time I roll a 20 plus 6
Oh,
on my first roll.
you have a 6.
And then the second roll is a 12 plus 6, so 18.
18 is still good. God damn. Okay. He goes, all right, look, just don't do anything weird over there, please. My job. And
I would never
pulls
do
out a
anything
key
weird.
and he unlocks
Yes,
the door.
Of course. Believe me, we are friends of the working person here.
Mhm.
We continue on.
Welcome.
I make some kind of snide comment about working class people to
sell it.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
All
At-
right. Well,
At first
go ahead.
glance, not much is special about this car. The door opens to a washroom on the left, and a jog to the right reveals a long hallway running past 3 rooms. It's these rooms that denote this car as first class, as they have considerably more room than those in the merchant class car. Each of these rooms is lavishly appointed with a beautiful redwood paneling, brass fixtures, and a bell cord for summoning the porters. Rich blue carpet runs the length of this car, in and out of the rooms.
Is there any way for us to tell who is in each room?
Nope.
Or like if the rooms are all occupied.
There you go.
Nope.
No. Okay.
2 bits, you say.
2 bits, you say. I mean, I suppose we could just knock and try to see if anybody will answer, and then I don't know, I could try to steal more stuff from them, but I feel like that's kind of overkill considering we got in here. But what was the whole point of me coming in here in the first place? Oh yes, because I need to sign people up for our new program at Necromancers, which is the Friends of the Children. See, we have this thing, basically a discount card, you could say, that would kind of promote our business. And yes, so we want to promote that as much as possible, get people in there to spend all of their cash, and yes, everybody wins, so to speak. So maybe I just take out
Knock on the door?
a flyer and just slip it underneath each door as we go. That sounds like a better idea. actually.
Okay.
Did you say all of that out loud, that description of this program?
Yes, he's a
Okay.
very big, he's a giant fucking idiot like that. So
Tim is very like confused, but she's just like, okay, sure. But she has no
Yeah.
idea. She doesn't understand
Yes.
any of that.
And then yes, and all of the flyers say like join the Friends of the Children for a sweet discount at Necromancers or something to that effect.
Right. As you reach the final door leading into the next compartment, as you fiddle with it, you notice that it is locked.
Tim, do you happen to know how to pick locks?
I don't think that I do. I don't think like I have. Oh no, I do. I have thieves' tools. Yes, but I only like in theory. Like I've looked at diagrams. I've never actually done it because I just leave all my doors unlocked.
Right.
Do you want me?
Well,
Is that?
as
You
an
want me to do
artificer,
this?
I trust that you know the.
Oh yeah, I know how locks
I
work.
trust you.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I
These
will just
tools.
stand here and block for you.
Go ahead and make your sleight of hand check.
Oh.
Are you proficient with your thieves
19.
tools?
I am.
Then you add your proficiency as well.
So yeah, 16 plus 3 plus another 2. Is that true? I rolled a
15.
right? Yeah.
That would do it. Yep.
So
So
yeah,
that's 21.
perfect.
You're fiddling with this lock. It is extremely complex. A 21 does not unlock it.
What the?
Mm-hmm.
That is unfortunate.
Incidentally,
If only we had somebody
door opens
big
at
and
the end of
brutish
the
who could kick
hallway.
the door open.
at that exact moment.
Mm.
And
Okay.
Tulu Artigan steps out from her compartment.
Oh no.
And holding a flyer, looking at it very confusedly. And then she turns and looks down one way of the hallway and looks down this way. You there? What are you doing here? You're not a member of the first class compartments.
I certainly am. Why else would I be here?
I was just down in merchant class trying to strip out people of their weapons. I saw you there.
Yes, we have to go through the merchant class to get. You did as well.
No, I
Otherwise, you
didn't.
wouldn't have seen me there.
No, I had to go there with the head porter. First class
Well,
residents
either way.
get on in first class.
Okay. I'll level with you. I kind of missed that part, so I just walked in at the merchant class. I know it looks rather gauche, but unfortunately, you know, I
Make a
mixed with the
deception check
rebel
with
for a moment.
disadvantage, my friend.
Sure.
I am just attempting to
Okay.
hide behind him. I don't want her to know that I'm even here.
Make a stealth check for you,
I might even like tuck under
Okay.
his coat.
First one.
right?
First one I get an 18. Second one. Okay, second one I get a 7 because I rolled a 1.
7. Hell yeah.
I rolled a
Um,
6 for stealth.
That's amazing.
No, it's
um,
not.
So, Vernon, before you even have time to notice she's moving, she has your wrist in a very strong lock. And she's bending it behind your back and pushing you back
Oh, no.
towards the dining car. You take 3 points of damage, incidentally, as she does this. And then she gazes behind her, like,
That's a
very
hard wrist.
nonchalantly, and says, "You should come too, or I might have to just kick you that way."
Okay.
Once you're over here, oh my god, now you're on top of the thing. That's my bad. Give me a second. Oh my god. There we go. And so you have been forced into here. And Tim, you as well. Sorry for the movement.
Whoops.
Oh my
I
god. Well, there
accidentally
goes
put
Tulu.
myself in a room.
Nice. Love it. I'm gonna
Oh,
get Tulu again.
I did it too.
Outstanding. I'll grab your character. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Tim. There you are, Tim. Bonk. Okay.
I'm going to use this opportunity, by the way, to use my free hand to maybe like pickpocket something from them.
From Tulu?
Yes, if that's
Wow.
possible.
Wow. Yeah. Go for it.
Ballsy.
Okay. I don't know what I'm going to take. I just want to take something. Okay.
Grapes on this guy.
I know. So let's see. That's a 9 plus. What have we got here? Sleight of hand 3, so 12.
Yeah. No. She tightens as you try to
But I am
like feel
proficient in
around
it,
with your
I
other
think,
hand.
but-
And you take
Oh,
another.
God,
You take
Vernon's
another.
gonna get a reputation.
Yeah. You take another 2 damage as she tightens her grip.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Um.
I'm gonna die.
She says, when she gets here and she closes the door behind her, she lets you go and pushes you both this way. And she says, "I don't want to see you in that cart again, or there will be consequences. Are we clear?"
Okay.
I don't say anything. I just stare stoically.
That's right. And then
then,
she
like,
turns to the
I
porter.
lean over to Tim and I say, "We're going to be back in that car in a second."
Oh
She
my
turns to the porter, who looks extreme, like he's sweating bullets, and she goes, "With me." And they both walk out the door. Close it behind them, and you hear a lock. No, you're going to go there.
Sucks to be that guy.
So anyway, your lockpicking case.
And that
yeah, I
is the
know.
last
God,
we
seriously,
saw of Porter
messed with my
McPorterson.
arm. He got
And
thrown
I
from the
think
train.
for right now, we're going to hold it there because we need to take our break. It has been an hour of our playtime. We are going to settle for a second. We're going to get up and stretch our bones. We're going to get water. We're going to refresh our hot water bottles and stuff like that. And we will be right back. So don't go anywhere. Now, hi. Welcome back, everybody.
You jerk.
We had a nice break. I hope you all did as well. You all deserve it after watching us for an hour. And where are we here? Back to the map. Well, okay, so we just left Tim and Vernon after being reprimanded for getting into the wrong spots. Now, whatever happens next, I'm going to say that misadventure took a couple of minutes. And so the porters are already bustling around, and you notice when you're back in the dining hall, starting to set up for dinner. So, if you wish, you can simply wander about the 3 cars you're allowed, make a plan, perhaps, and then wait for dinner. Or you can try something now and see how well that goes.
When has planning ever helped anything?
Well, it might have helped a little bit more here, but we
It
won't
might
talk
have.
about that.
Yeah, Tim is a little bit terrified. It has been quite a long time since she has been yelled at by an adult, and she's a little shaken. So she's going to go back to the like merchant class car, and just kind of chill out in one of the rooms that is not yet taken.
Okay. Then let's head back where I'm sure Emery is trying very hard to read that book still. And maybe Rathgurther is on like the 18th chorus or something.
99
The lyre has
bottles.
just gradually slipped slightly out of tune.
No.
And at this
99
point,
Rathgurthers.
for brevity, we'll say that it is getting close to at this point to 5 o'clock, and the dinner time porters are coming around and telling you all that it's about time you can get ready to go to the dining hall, the dining cabin, and they'll start to eat with all the guests and have fun there.
More socializing, great, love it. More people to play accordion at me.
And now
Will there be
tonight's special
musical
guest
accompaniment
musician,
for
Weird Al
dinner?
Yankovic.
No.
Yeah,
Thank you,
the
Weird Al
porter.
Yankovic.
The porter says that yes, there will be musical accompaniment, but it is a soft, magically based music that plays from a small device.
Sounds great. So, like, how much longer until the dinner starts?
You can begin going to the dining car now if you wish.
She's already gone.
Zoom!
Sounds great. Let's go. Yeah.
Straight shot. The other
You
guests
must
are, of
have
course,
been very
all
hungry.
Well,
extremely. And so, do you all just kind of get up and go, more or less?
Oh yeah.
Speed walking.
Yeah. Tim and Vernon, I think at this point you've probably been back for at least a couple of minutes, maybe 10 or 15 or so you've had a chance to settle your nerves and head back there. So yes, all of the guests begin to... Well, Tim's already here. Good lord. And people are coming in and sitting where they're going to sit, sure, just sit on the table. Why not?
DM, would that count as a short rest?
That would indeed count as a short rest if you wish to take it.
Yay, I get my second wind back.
Very smart.
And then water, yes. And let's see here. Anyone else that I need to drag over here? Well, let's get the characters here. I will help all of you.
So with the short rest, are we resetting our HP, I guess, back to like the maximum, or doing like a hit die thing?
Short rest is hit die.
Okay.
I don't remember what my hit die is because I don't play D&D.
If you hit the short rest button on your D&D Beyond sheet, it should tell you. Yeah.
Excellent.
Should.
Confirm.
1d8 plus 1.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, except for Emery. There you are.
I got 2 health back.
Yep. 2 health. Oh,
I've never rolled this many ones before in my life.
Small warlock. Okay.
Oh, don't worry. I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Right. So you enter the dining hall and people are already taking their seats. The sea elf takes a seat in the very far back corner. The orc woman picks a seat just seemingly at random and sits herself down in a huff. The very rich gentleman from before also picks a seat on his own off to the side, with the head porter standing nearby and Tulu taking up a seat as well in the same area. Porters are around. They are bringing food to and fro. The music that is playing softly in the background is orchestral, sometimes a little bit dramatic, but it's all very soft in general. In fact, Rathgurther, why don't you make a history check, please, because this might tickle something in your brain.
All right. 11.
11? You do not recognize the sound, although you enjoy it.
She is humming
is
along.
comforting. All right, folks, where do you want to sit? Pick your spots.
Honestly, Emery might just find a spot and to just kind of stand and like stare at Rathgurther and like, where are you gonna sit? And I'm gonna sit somewhere else.
You're learning. You are learning.
I just sit like at the furthest back table and just kind of stare out the window, like thinking, just like contemplating what to do next.
I think Rathgurther is not going to sit at a table. She's going to just be at the food, shoveling it in her face.
Exactly like a theater kid on break. Just, yeah, just nom nom nom. Oh, good carrots. Oh, Tim, Maldris.
I'm gonna sit next to Vernon because he's the only one that I know.
Roger that.
I want to sit somewhere along the back wall so that I can have a wall to my back, but also be able to see everything that's happening in the room.
There happens to be a couple of wall spaces, one right next to the orc woman and one right next to the sea elf.
I'll take the orc women.
Nice.
Thank you. On the table?
On the table. Why not? Party on the table. All right, Emery, it appears as though Rathgurther is merely shoveling food into her face. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna like quietly. You know what? What kind of vibes am I picking up off the sea elf?
Make an insight check, actually. Perfect time for an insight check.
We call those vibe checks at my home game.
Vibe checks. Give us the vibe check.
Insight. Oh, I'm not good at those. And I rolled. Okay, no, that's a 6. I thought it was a 1. It's
Yeah.
a 6.
They're like a stone. You can't read them. Got no idea.
She looks fancy. I'm just gonna go like sit across or like kind of grab a plate of food and just be like, this seat taken?
No, you may sit where you wish.
Thank you. I'm just gonna slide into a seat.
Beautiful. As we're all set, guests are brought their plates, and Emery, you realize your mistake.
Oh.
And so you got your plate already, but the porter looks at you as though you were, of course, definitely from the merchant class car, and brings everyone else.
I didn't know.
Plates of food from this trestle table, and of course, Rathgurther is still eating, so they just kind of leave her be. And anyone eating there will notice that the orc woman is brought a special plate with a little note on it. This plate has a meal that is not from the trestle table. Anyone sitting close by, Maldrus and Tim, you can try to make history checks, see what's up. And if you want to read the note, you'll have to make a perception. Yeah. History check to see what the food is.
An 18.
On history?
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
I'm very smart.
You're very smart.
And so is Tim.
That's a D20 again, right?
That it is indeed. It'll be along your skills.
No, I found it on my page. I just need to know what I'm rolling. Oh no. Well, that's a 4.
It's a 4. Dope. Love it. Okay. So, Tim, you notice, which seems to fit with her local dress, this food is very specifically a traditional clan food from the area. You actually would probably know this firsthand. You probably had some personal dealings with this particular clan. It roves around the local area. They shepherd the whole valley, and it's a boar's heart cooked lightly and set into a bed of rice and greens. And it's a traditional meal, but there is indeed also a note on the food, on like a little placard. And if either of you two who are close enough would want to read that note, you can make a perception check now.
I would like to try. Oh gosh. That's a 5.
Mm-hmm. Maldrus, are you going to try for that?
For what, sorry?
The note on the food.
No.
Not gonna bother? Okay.
Tim is nearsighted, so it's a little blurry, you know.
It's a little blurry. What you can tell, and this is without rolling, everyone in the area who cares to look at this orc woman, she is seething with anger. She's almost vibrating. She doesn't even touch the food. She gets up, slowly and with purpose. She says, "Excuse me," and turns to leave. Talu gets up, walks towards her, and says something very quietly to her that only she can hear, unless, of course, once again... actually, there are 3 people now who could probably hear her. Rathgurther, you can also roll a perception check if you would like to attempt to hear what Talu is saying. But Maldrus and Tim can also roll.
Perception?
Another 5.
7.
Beautiful.
15?
15. That is just barely enough to hear it. You can hear it. It's hardly audible. It's almost a whisper. And you can see that Talu is smiling. This just gross smile. And she says...
Like sarcastic grin?
No, it's like she's enjoying something malicious.
Okay.
And she leans in and she says, "Is the food not to your liking?" And the orc woman pulls back and punches her in the face, and Talu is down.
Shit.
And then the orc just walks away. It takes a
Would
good,
I want to
like,
help her?
No, never mind.
yeah. I mean, if you feel like you want to help her, you can go ahead. It might give away that you
She's
to her.
helped me, right?
That's true.
Should I go after the person? The orc lady?
What would you like to do? You gonna go after the orc lady?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna defend Toulouse.
Okay. You follow her. She's just stalking back off to the merchant cart.
I don't know what to do, but I want to do something.
That's not Rathgother. Sorry. Did I pull Rathgother? I did. Where is Bam? So the orc woman is walking angrily back towards the cart, the merchant cart.
Go attack her?
Do you want to attack her?
Should I go attack her?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Tim would also have followed. So the orcs that she knew,
Mhm.
were they like friendly? Like, did she like? Were they?
They
Did she
were-
hang out with them a lot, or?
They were a little xenophobic with good reason. They aren't treated very well by more established, because they're a nomadic people in general. They aren't really well received by people who stay still in the local area. They get accused a lot of robbing carts and such, and it's not like they don't. They do occasionally, but only when times are really dire, right? What you do know is that by almost necessity, they are a non-violent people. As like a strict rule, because if they were ever violent, I mean, the clan is mostly made up of orcs, and so there's a bit of prejudice there that they have to kind of fight. So it's odd. So she was mad. She was real mad.
Yeah, if there's something off about her,
Mm-hmm.
then I would probably. I don't know that I would have run after her, but like. I would at least like poke my head through to see what this kerfuffle is that is happening potentially. Are you attacking her?
Well, you do witness the cloaked one just run out the door after,
Yeah.
or at least
I'm not
quickly
sure if
walk.
I want to attack, but like,
You could confront,
wanna,
I
like-
suppose.
yeah, but I don't know what I would say. I don't know if I like she just punched my ally. Or at least somebody who's been helpful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something. I'm not sure what.
Let's see here. You could demand satisfaction if you feel like Toulouse is a close enough ally that you would count them as a close friend or family.
I think I just want to like sneak up behind her, like yell something and just punch her back. Like an eye for an eye.
Okay. Put one of ours in the hospital. We put one of theirs in the morgue. And so I guess go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage because she has no idea that you're.
Okay. Shit. So I'm just an unarmed strike?
Well, whatever
what
you'd
I'm doing?
like. Really.
It's just a punch? I'm not gonna stab her
could.
with my sword just because she punched somebody, right?
You could hit her with the hilt, though. You could do a non-lethal attack with your weapon, so it'll do the weapon's damage, but it won't be lethal. Hit her with the flat of your blade or something.
No, I think I'm just gonna punch her because that's what she did to Lou.
Dope.
Okay. And you said with advantage?
Yeah.
What am I looking at for my
So
attack?
you're under your attacks. There'll be an unarmed section, and you just roll what it says. D20. Well, you're rolling 2d20, and you're going to pick the highest because this is advantage.
Okay. Okay, my first roll is a 13. And my second is a 15.
Okay, so you're going to use the 15 because it's the highest, and you'll add whatever your bonus is for your to hit on your basic attack.
Where am I seeing that?
Under actions, there should be an
I'm under
unarmed.
Yeah, it just says range and what my hit dice is.
All right. Well, you might not have any
Oh.
bonuses to it because it's a. It's not what you typically attack with, right?
Okay.
Let me
Because
take
it
a
says
quick
hit
peek.
/ DC. Is that what I'm
Mhm.
adding to my roll?
That's what you're adding
That
to
would-
it. Yeah,
Okay, that's a 19 then.
it's a 19.
Plus 4.
Okay, beautiful. Go ahead and what's your damage?
It just says 3 bludgeoning damage.
3 bludgeoning damage. Okay.
Yes.
You like
My
wind
first
up.
attack.
Your first attack, huzzah! You are successful. You wind up and you crack her in the back of her head, and she goes, "Yeah!" And she turns around with her fists ready, and then she sees you, and it's obvious she wasn't expecting you specifically. Like, what?
I don't know what to say.
Sorry, and like,
Didn't think this through.
it's fine.
No, I'm gonna say something like watch who you make enemies of, and I'm gonna turn around and not turn around, but I'm just gonna like back away.
What a tribe.
Yeah, she has a very confused look on her face, but after the encounter, she just kind of like rubs the back of her head and just kind of like keeps walking back to the merchant car.
And now I want to go back and see what happened to Tulu.
Yeah, Tim is
Right.
gonna like duck out of the way because she just wanted to see what was happening. She doesn't want people to know that she was
You just
crying.
watch the cloaked person sucker punch the orc in the back of the head, and then
Yeah,
that was
the
about
cloak
it.
person that was sitting next to me.
Yeah. By now, Tulu is starting to get back up. She's very groggy. She's got this big bruise on her cheek, and she's looking around like daring people to laugh at her more or less. And like everyone's very pointedly eating their food except for whatever you folks feel like you're doing.
Did everybody see me go and like everybody
I'm
saw
just
me
going to-
leave, but is Tim the only one that actually saw me attack her?
I think so.
Okay.
I
Sorry,
saw
Vernon, what was
nothing.
that?
I'm in a fugue state.
Yeah. Eating.
Vernon's just gonna like kind of chuckle to himself about Tulu getting hit because of her breaking his arm. Also, he notices Rathgurther from across the room and thinks, I wonder if this person could help us in breaking down the door into the engine room. So then I lean over to Tim and I say, Tim, in
Yes.
your experiences, is Rathgurther known for being particularly strong?
She's the strongest in the whole world. At least according to the
Really?
book. Yeah. Yeah, she's like super cool. And
Fascinating.
we're like on the same train as her. You should
I
ask her
know,
to
isn't that
come sit with us.
wild?
I'm afraid. She's so cool.
Oh, I'm sure she'd rather sit with you as somebody who's such a big admirer of hers. Doesn't really know me, but you've already regaled people with tales of Rathgurther's greatness. So perhaps you should go over and say, "Hey, come sit with us." I don't know, up to you, but I feel like you would be much better equipped in the lore of Rathgurther. She would be much more impressed with you.
All right, so Tim will get up and stand behind Rathgurther for a while, like an uncomfortably long amount of times, trying to figure out what to do. Like, do I just talk to her? Do I like poke her on the back? Like, I don't know how to talk to famous people. And so eventually she's just gonna be like, "Hey, do you want to come sit with us so that we can talk to you about something?"
I can't. I didn't eat.
Oh, well, wait.
we can talk after dinner.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Well,
good
well,
to see you again.
You too, I think I understood what you were saying. Okay, I have fun eating.
Always.
Just food like pouring out of your mouth.
Yeah, she is just like, even as she's speaking, she's shoving food in her mouth, like
Perfect.
just absolutely disgusting table manners.
So she will go back to the table, tell Vernon what happened, though I'm sure he could also see the interaction. But also, if Muldris is back near us, I would say to Vernon, so this person, I just saw her punch somebody in the face. Or them. Them is the correct pronoun, I believe. So, like, if we get into trouble, like, if that elf person tries to, like, I don't know, beat you up again, then this person could just punch him in the face. We need some face punchers.
That is a possibility. Yes, we could use some heft in our group, so to speak. I would rather, expand this what's the word I'm looking for here? Endeavor, I suppose, into a much larger organization. So yes, we could definitely keep an eye on that one too.
Perfect.
So just for you folks to know, you are all aware that this is indeed a multi-day trip. In fact, it is planned to be almost a whole 10-day. They're trying to do it in less time, but we'll see. So you certainly have time to plan for more than just today, if you are wondering. But intriguingly, at the same time that you are eating and attempting to figure out what just happened to Tulu, and like Maldris, you probably just got in, and like Tulu's standing up, and you're like going to offer a little bit of like whatever you're planning on. At the same time, the windows on the dining car mist up, and as they mist up, a bunch of lewd symbols and jokes and gestures that had been drawn on them flash upwards, like some child has done some ridiculous drawings. And like the rich patrons all like, oh, and like the some of the porters like laugh despite themselves, and Toulouse like, what the sorry everyone, and then the head porter goes, yes indeed, I'm afraid dinner will have to be over very shortly. Let's get everyone out of here. This is of course not the intention. And he rounds on the other porters sitting nearby, like giggling and like, hey, did one of you do this? Is this one of you? Who else could have? Get everyone rounded together. I need to have a talk with them now. And basically Tulu and a couple of the other porters are slowly pushing you all out towards the observation car, saying, we're very sorry, we will have more food sent to your compartments if you wish to have more food. For now, though, the dining car is closed.
Yes, more food, yes.
Indeed.
I want to see if I can like catch Tulu's eye and just make sure that she's all right.
And Tulu like looks at you like, what's wrong? What?
Okay. I'll just go back with everybody else then.
Okay. And Vernon gets to go back to his part. Okay. So herein lies the issue. From now until lights out tonight, the dining car is now closed. And you notice that the porters are on high alert, more or less. But for brevity's sake, what would the rest of you do for the rest of the evening? Are there conversations? Do you stay in your car? Do you attempt to go into the other cars even though everyone's on high alert?
Rathgurther, I think, would seek out Tim to follow up on the conversation.
Beautiful.
I would be too starstruck to be able to form coherent explanations. So I would leave it up to Vernon.
Honestly, I wouldn't worry too much because you're not going to get a lot of words in edgewise.
Yeah, fair.
I would probably be pondering who could have done the magic to put those lewd symbols on the windows, and also, you know, who writes their jokes, because I could use some new material. But yeah, otherwise we'd probably catch up with Rathgurther as well.
Very well. Let's have this conversation then. As you're somewhat all gathered around here. Maldris, do you want to listen into this, by the way? Because you obviously noticed this small knot of people talking. Emery, just before Maldris answers, actually, Emery, knowing that Rathgurther is going to be doing what Rathgurther is going to be doing, would actually Rathgurther sought out Tim, so she's likely over here a little bit more. Are you going to also listen in, or are you going to be trying to your best?
She's probably gonna listen just out of curiosity. It's like, wait, are you like actually a celebrity, or are you just fucking with me?
Perfect. Okay, so Maldris,
So
sorry.
she's like, I'm not paying attention to you, but I'm paying attention like a little bit, just to like suss out the vibes.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. And then Maldris, sorry, are you attempting to listen into what they're talking about?
Maldris is suspicious of everyone now because the person they weren't thinking was going to do anything shady did something shady. So they're going to be paying attention to everything.
Beautiful. Okay. You may begin the scene, Rathgurther, Tim, and Vernon.
Oh gosh.
All one.
Yeah.
You requested my aid in an endeavor.
I did. So we're gonna go into the room. That's
Right.
not the right word, but that's what the word I'm
Little
gonna use.
compartment here,
Yeah. And do, you know, some sort of like hush hush, like, okay, so I really, really want to go see the engine because it's like really cool and I love machines so much. And Vernon wanted to see the rich people room for something. I'm sure it was a good reason. And we tried to do it, but then Vernon got beaten up by the elf lady, the one who got punched. And so
Who got punched?
It did. Okay.
I did. Well, it's more like she wrenched my arm and did serious damage, but
So during dinner,
Rathgurther's face is like just brimming with rage. She said, "Innocent people have come to harm on this train
yes.
under my watch."
I don't know that she was innocent because so she hurt Vernon and then she got hurt by somebody else. So like I think that's fair.
Then justice
Right?
has been served.
Yeah. So it's all we're back to even score here. But so we need help getting past these doors, and you look like, I mean, you held a ship together with your bare hands.
Yes.
So I feel like a couple of doors are probably, you know, no problem for somebody as cool and strong and awesome as you.
Yes, indeed, no door can hold the mighty Rathgurther. You have judged correctly. I see that you are wise beyond your years, young one.
I'm 32.
32 wisdom?
I'm
then Vernon
32
is just
years
kind
old.
of taken aback because he did not expect for her to be, 32.
Yeah,
Then
I'm
you
an
have
adult.
Very excellent skincare.
Thanks. I take a bath like once a week.
Ah.
Yeah.
I shall look into this thing you call bath.
Oh my god.
Does Rathgurther smell bad? Like currently?
No.
Okay.
No. She actually smells quite like perfumed.
Hmm. Okay. Is that it, Vernon? Did I cover everything? Is that all we needed to talk about?
I believe so. That seems to be the gist of it. We just have to get to the engine room, and there is a door in our way.
Oh, did you want to?
Also, we may need to beat up some porters, but that's a little bit of a story for a different time.
Yeah, did you want to talk to the one spooky person? The one they're like super shady. Do you want to go talk to them and see if they want to help us punch people?
Yes, that sounds like a wonderful plan. Why not? I mean, they're spooky, so they must be fun.
Yes.
I had an idea and then I lost it, so that sounds great. Let's go do it.
So, Maldris, they're referring to you, I assume.
Okay, well, I'm just like sitting somewhere else and just listening in.
You're actually in you probably sitting in a bench on your compartment, which is right next to them, just listening to this.
Do I know that they're talking
We all
about
just
me?
peek around the corner like,
oh yeah, and then they peek around the corner, so like yes.
Yeah, there's a crowd of weird looking strangers
Very not subtle at all.
At your front door.
Yeah. So the face that I was wearing when I punched the orc, I now look completely different. Just in case.
Oh, so you look in here and you see a completely different person, with the exception of the clothing.
Yeah.
I wonder where that spooky person went to.
Do you know there was a person? What did you look? I don't have it written down. What was your appearance before?
Before I was just a super generic looking androgynous person with like short brown hair, I think I said.
Did you see a person with like really short brown hair, and you know they looked very normal, but like spooky because they had like a hood. Did you see them?
I think so. I think I saw somebody like that. Why do you want to know?
We want to hire them to punch. Well, not hire. We want to ask them to help us for free to punch somebody in the face for us. Maybe. There might be punching. The punching it's like just in case. We want them around just in case we need to punch people.
Emery is now listening very intently.
just sliding in there.
Yeah, just like sliding. Yeah, no, I could actually just like.
Okay. I think I know the person you're referring to. I can go get them if you need them.
Okay, thanks.
And Mal is going to walk, like get up and get out of sight, basically.
Right.
Wait a few minutes, and then come back with the same face that they had on earlier.
Right. Except not on top of the train. Jesus. Somewhere down there.
And then I say something to the effect of, "Hey, wait, we wanted to talk to that other person again. We had one more question."
This is the hat bit
wait.
from. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you want my brother?
Rathgirther has like a sly smile, and she's just like, one night on the train, and already you've made a romantic conquest. I see. I come back to our bunk and find a stranger there wearing your clothes. I'm impressed, I must say.
I don't have a response for that.
I think Maldris would likely just blush.
Just sure. I mean, they're wearing the original face you guys first saw now, but yeah.
Okay. Do you want to? I don't know if your friend or sibling. What do you? Because they were wearing like the same clothes. Maybe you're
Friend.
like.
I believe it's quite a different relationship than that, Tim.
Like
maybe they're on the
like
same
Just
page.
say friend.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go with friend. So your friend, I don't know if they explained the situation, but we might need to punch people in the face. And I saw you punch the orc. I don't know if you saw me that I saw you, but I did see you. And it was really cool. You're like really cool. And we wanted to know if you wanted to help us. We might need to punch some people. and you seem good at it.
Why are we punching people?
Vernon can explain.
Kind of a question.
Yes, it's more of a precautionary measure, we'll say. There's no guarantee that there will be violence, but should anything, any kind of breakdown occur between communication, you see, between us and, let's say, the engine room, we might need to get into a little bit of the fisticuffs, and if that should occur, then we would rather have somebody who's proficient in spilling blood, you see.
Mhm.
Well, I can definitely do that.
Excellent. Would you like to help us out with this endeavor to get to the engine room for no real reason, but to just
'Cause
to
it's
learn
cool.
how it runs? Exactly. Curiosity.
Yes.
All right.
I
Awesome.
think at this point, Emery's gonna lean out. Like, are you guys gonna try and hijack the train?
What?
No.
You're
Nothing
talking
of
about
the sort.
beating up
No.
the people who were what?
Only if they get in our way. And who are you again?
Emery. You guys
Nice to
are
meet you.
so you're not hijacking the.
No, I don't. I
Not-
don't
not
even know
until
how
later.
it works. That's
I'm
what I
not
want to.
helping if you're hijacking the train.
I mean, why don't you just ask to see? I mean, you're like a little kid or something. They might just let you. see
I
it
am
if you ask
32
nicely.
years old.
You're what?
I'm 32.
Okay, could have fooled me. Sorry. But
Is it the hair? Do I need to like grow it out a little bit?
yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Your general demeanor.
I hate that I
Look,
agree
everybody
with you,
learns
but
about
yeah.
taxes at a certain age. It just sometimes it takes longer for other people.
What age did your
I'm a
parents
late
make you to
bloomer.
talk about taxes?
32.
Oh no.
So are you gonna help us? Or does that sound like something you? I mean, you have your swords are like out, right? You like have them on your.
She's like, I mean, if the porters aren't there, she's probably not doing a very good job of hiding them.
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, but these are. I mean, I don't want to get kicked off the train, but
They won't kick us off.
they probably would actually.
They are welcome to try.
I think that
If you go in there, fantasy guns blazing, they will probably just throw you off the train, and they probably won't even stop the thing first.
But why? So.
Like, listen, I'm all for punching random people, but I just feel like the random people should deserve it.
They
And I
do
think-
deserve it.
Why?
They're
do they-
not.
They're
They're
rich, of
not
course
letting
they
us
deserve it.
look. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but they're
They
they're
are
not,
quite rich.
They're not letting us look at the train. It is an educational thing that everybody should be able to learn about engines.
I mean, I guess. I think there's a little bit more like. I feel like this could have a more diplomatic approach to it, I guess, rather than just beating up the people who work here.
Oh, of course. We would much rather do the diplomatic route initially. However, as a contingency, you see, we should be at the ready in case they decide to resist our efforts to learn more about how this train runs.
Are you
We
guys
want
trying
to
to build
learn
your own
about the
train?
train. Do not resist.
Is that why you want to see how it works?
No,
Yes.
I want to know how it works because it's cool. That's it.
Local child wants to learn. Entire party helps by force.
Excuse you, she is 32 years old.
Oh,
Are you
man.
not passionate about the education of children? They are our future.
I'm
I'm the
passionate
future.
about not getting kicked off a moving train. That is what the thing is called, right? It's called a train. It's new. It's
Sure.
a fantasy new thing.
That's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Why?
The
Who
fantasy
knows?
train. We'll call it the choo choo.
The choo choo, indeed.
That might catch on a lot better than train.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
don't know why we're calling it the train. Like, there's already a word for that. Like, when I go outside with my swords and I practice, it's called the training.
Oh,
Yes,
well, there you
There's no
go.
swords allowed on this train, so I don't think it should be called that. It should be called the choo-choo.
Well, it's
Okay.
trained upon the rails, I believe, is the.
It's
Was a
But see-
railed carriage was the term used.
okay.
I just wanted to let that go, see where it went. That's
Wherever the train takes us.
Right.
I mean, the fantasy choo-choo.
yeah, that's right. Okay,
The
so you
choo-choo is the
folks
sound it makes.
you have a loose plan. Some of the people in the party seem a little bit more dubious about the plan than others. However, the question is, do you wish to try and enact this plan this evening, or wait until perhaps tomorrow when the train would perhaps not be on lockdown?
Personally, I feel as though we should do a little bit more scoping out, stake out the train, if you will, kind of learn where the weaknesses are and things of that nature. Yes. Anybody else? What? Any other plans for? Yes? No?
Yeah, I think again. Hate
I
that
know.
agree with
It
you.
sounds like we're trying to hijack, but we're not. I promise.
Like, I think that just going up and saying, hello, I am a small child, I would like to see the engine, and then not hijack the train, I feel like that would not be a terrible idea. But if
But
you
I'm
are
not
gonna,
a child.
but you could
Are
play
you
that
telling me to
card, though.
lie? Like,
I
it's like
mean,
pretending. If it's pretending, then it's okay.
Yeah, what you said. Yeah,
Okay.
just
Yes.
like, you could go up there and be like, I mean, hell, I'd even help you with that. It sounds fucking funny. Be like, hey, my daughter wants to look at the train choo-choo engine.
Sorry,
Would-
Tim,
A
did you
tiefling
just say
with a-
that when one pretends, it
daughter?
is not a lie?
Well, yeah, because so lying is when you don't tell the truth and it's bad, whereas pretending is when something is fake but it's good.
Exactly, like if you need it to be true.
Or just like want it to be true, yeah.
Right? Yes. No. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So are
Um,
we
Basically, if you
waiting, I
just
guess, with the
decide to
consensus?
more or less chill for the night here and in the observation car, just kind of gathering information, that's easy enough to do. In fact, it's super simple to say you kind of just chilled there for most of the night and basically tried to give the porters no reason to suspect that you were all fishy in some manner. And then eventually lights out will be called around 11 o'clock at night. The porters would go around blowing out sconces. And then something happens at midnight. And I'm glad we got here just at the end of the stream because I needed to set this up. Because it was very, very important. You all are relaxing or chatting as it's dark out, watching the night sky roll by slowly but surely. And there is a hard jerk from forward, all the way forward. And
Not the choo-choo.
the rumbling of the train gets intense. Things are falling off the wall. People are being thrown from the benches. And with a squeal and a wall of fire, your world ends. You've all died.
I'm fire resistant, though.
You
I'm a tiefling, I have
scream that
fire
as you
resistance.
die, but I'm fire resistant!
I'm just a child.
But not really. Tim, you're standing in a realm of smoke and whispers,
Literally.
surrounded by 6 other figures. No, sorry, 5. I'm dumb. I miscounted. 5 other figures. And you can't quite make out who they are.
Can I make out their height? Are they little like me or are they big?
They are much taller than you. They're about the size of average folk.
Okay.
And, oops, that's not what's supposed to happen. Oh. The only thing you can really make out is this feeling of being cold. And it's horrible and shivering. But something warm touches your hand, and you look down and you see the figure of a four-legged animal. And it makes a clinking sound. And then the world goes dark again. Vernon.
Yes, sorry.
You see 5 other figures around you, one of which is small. But you have the feeling of being in a vast emptiness. Just this horribly wide expanse filled with roiling smoke and stars and something impossibly big moving in the far distance. And your world goes dark again. Maldris. You hear music mixed with the sound of falling leaves. It reminds you of home. And in the darkness ahead of you, there's twin pinpricks of light and a low, deep growl. And your world goes dark. Emery, you see yourself floating in nothingness, as though you're looking at it through a shattered mirror. You can't quite get a good look at yourself. You're just frustrated and you don't know what's going on. And a figure approaches. Just so angry. Rathgurther, you have perhaps more than the others been touched by death before. And your feeling of being here is familiar. From way off in the distance, you hear a voice. And now, we see our heroine steeped in her plight. For kings need brides, and Rathgurther knows not flight. And a snap, and there's a light on you, as though you've been lit up by a spotlight. Do you say anything?
Is this my curtain call?
It feels that way.
I think she would make a big scene of dying dramatically, falling, and the world quakes at the loss of the mighty Rathgurther. The tears of the peasantry fill the oceans.
Off to the side again, you hear the same voice from before, but a little bit more jovial. You'd be like, that's not the line. You all right? You look a little pale.
I'm fine.
A young man starts walking towards you, and you know his face, but you can't quite see it. It shifts like it's made of smoke. And as he walks towards you, you hear a distant roar, and his skin starts flaking, turning to ash in front of you. He stumbles as he burns terror on his features, and he reaches for you as he falls in a heap. Your cheeks are wet with tears that are already evaporating because of the just raw heat you're feeling. And you scream his name. You can't remember what you're screaming. And the lights go dark. Sconces on the wood-paneled walls of the merchant car burn brightly as you all fade back into reality. Ma'am? Ma'am, I'm sorry. I need to ask you for your weapons. A porter stands before you, trying to get your weapons, Rathgurther.
Sorry, could I perhaps
take a tie of peace?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Thank you.
And as we
kind of look around for people that I know.
you see all of the people you were talking to before, and all of them had that same worried, pale, shocked look on their faces. But worse than that, as you gaze briefly out the windows, you don't see the landscape passing by anymore. It's dark and windy and filled with thick mist. And hands and screaming specters are holding for dear life onto the side of the car. All of them whispering to you in the same voice. Welcome to the morning rail. And that's where we'll leave it for today.
Oh my god.
Morning with a U?
Yes, morning with a U.
Okay.
I promised I wouldn't kill you permanently.
Hell yeah.
That's
I thought that was an unnecessary qualifier at the time, but I said nothing.
I needed to be sure. I didn't want to scare you all too much.
Yeah, when you messaged me, like, I had to think of a way that Tim wouldn't die. I thought that was a joke.
Well, I have reasons. There are always reasons. Okay, everybody. We are running a little bit over time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break to use the washroom, and then we're going to come back and do our table talk. We're probably going to run until about maybe 5:15-ish. It's a little bit over time. But be ready with your questions, because we are going to answer some at table talk right after the break. We'll see you then.